continue tracking what's going on here just a bit so we can see. I'll clear everything out here. And then that way we get a little bit of an idea of what's going on right now. There we go. Awesome. All right. So let's go ahead and clear some of these out. As you can tell, we are still watching that severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect until about 5:15 this afternoon. Remember, this is going to include parts of Rangerville, Los Indios, La Paloma, Rancho Viejo, Olmito, Indian Lake, Los Fresnos, for those out towards Cameron Park, Port of Brownsville, and Brownsville as well. You can see where some of the heaviest rainfall is falling right now, and that's out towards Rancho Viejo into Villa Cavazos, and that's moving out. Let's go ahead and click on that right there. Storms moving anywhere between 12 to 17 miles per hour out towards the east-southeast with some pretty big hail associated with this storm. I'm not saying that Olmito is going to get to you in 10 minutes because obviously you're dealing with some of the heaviest showers already, but the concern is where this could continue to go over the next few hours. There we go. Now I'm able to zoom out just a bit. Let's take off that lightning, and you're able to see. Let's. Let me add that. There we go. Hail path. Thank you very much. That's what I was trying to get here. There we go. So we take a look at that hail path right now and where we're seeing. Let's go ahead and click on that right there. Let's see if my little dropper does not work. That's all right. Not a big deal. We're going to be watching all of this region right here as this continues to move out towards the south-southeast. As you can tell, the big concern is, will some of this make its way into the Olmito Cameron Park area? If you are in those areas, please be careful. Already plan to see some of the heaviest showers. Now, I'll zoom out just a bit. You're able to see our high-resolution radar here of where we're seeing the majority of the rainfall. And it's essentially falling all the way through south of Highway 100. And I mentioned just a bit ago, if you're in Rio del Sol, probably seeing some of that heavy rainfall as well. We move down towards the south, up Robindale Road, Arroyo Boulevard, up to about the toll road. That's where we're seeing some of the heaviest showers. Out towards the west of Olmito, you're able to see some of the heaviest rainfall there. A lot of my family out towards Olmito, you know the road as it moves out towards the west, that one major road that goes out towards Military Highway. That's where we're seeing some of the heaviest rainfall. It looks like it's all the way south, getting into Tandy Road on just north of Ruben Torres. Yeah, because there's Morrison right there. Here, I have the marker here. So here's Morrison Boulevard, or Morrison Road. If you're out towards the mall, which should be about right here, that's the mall area. Anything north of that, get ready for some of the heavier showers to continue to push through the area. All right, I'm going to now click. There we go. Now I can see some of this. Now I can do this. That's where we're seeing some of the possible. There we go. That's the hail tracker, and that's what I was trying to get to there. Let's go ahead and put the little dropper here. Oh, my dropper is not working, and that is all right. It looks like I can't get that to work. But again, we are continuing to watch some of these heavy. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put these little tracks on. There we go. So we are continuing to watch it. Again, the concern is where this hail is headed. If it holds, it will enter Cameron Park, down to Morrison Road, down to Price Road. This other area right here, continuing to move down towards, through Los Fresnos, down south into the port of Brownsville. I'll clear those out. Let's zoom out just a bit more because we have people in Hidalgo County wondering where there's hail at. We have all of this area where we've seen the hail tracking down south from about, let's see, State Highway, 10th Street, there we go. 10th Street out towards the west, Taylor Road, and some of these have been as big. At one spot, we saw about 3 inches, a 3-inch hail falling within the area. I'm going to go ahead and get the hail size, so that way we're able to track how big some of this hail actually is. And when we talk about 3-inch hail, we're talking about the size of a large apple. When we talk about an inch, we're talking about the size of a quarter. If we're talking about an inch and a quarter, 3/4, we're talking about golf ball sized hail here. So that gives you an idea when we click some of these, like this one for say. It says about 3/4 of an inch hail that continues to fall, and that is out about the size of a penny that we're seeing falling within some of these spots. This one's showing about 1/2 inch. So that one is actually roughly the size of a small marble. And then we come over here, and this is the concern. Check that out. We have plenty of strong showers and thunderstorms and, of course, the hail that we are concerned about. Well, let's go ahead and put on that reflectivity. Let's clear that out. And we're able to see where some of the rain is. Thankfully, these storms are moving quickly enough where we're past Harlingen, past moving through San Benito. And while we are still seeing some of the heavier rain there, thankfully, it is moving extremely quick. And Brian, still, we actually had some of the wind speeds coming in for McAllen.
Yes, we saw some of the wind gusts out by McAllen around 60-ish miles an hour, and then on top of that, we still had radar-indicated wind speeds of at least 60 miles an hour. I meant to say 45 miles an hour in McAllen, but 60 miles an hour still detected out towards Brownsville. Another update from the National Weather Service, they're still going to say that the strong storms are going to pass through southern Hidalgo County until 5:15. Again, that's the cluster that's not warned, but still a strong storm. But then still pass through western Cameron County until 5:15. So those are the areas that are not in the warning, but the National Weather Service did come out just now saying that there's still going to be a strong storm status. And then just to reiterate, on top of the winds, one of our bigger concerns is that hail core that Freddie had shown you earlier. And again, one of the things I'd mentioned is it's almost in the worst spot, moving almost right along the I-69E corridor. And then looking at radar, we show that cluster, that rain area that was passing just towards the west of Brownsville in Tamaulipas. Again, just showing that it's coming in Brownsville almost at all sides. So you don't see a yellow box around just west of Brownsville to the left on the map there, because the National Weather Service doesn't issue warnings there. But it'd still be strong enough that if they did, it would be in that yellow box, and it's coming from Brownsville, from that area, from the west, and also coming from the north as well, just looking at towards Cameron Park where we see it arriving, and towards the port of Brownsville as well. They're still going to hold this severe thunderstorm warning until 5:15, so that hasn't been canceled at the moment yet either.
You know, and we are watching out towards the west as well, and this area that we've seen moving through, I know you mentioned at the very beginning, we still have that aerial flood advisory. I'm fully confident that they're going to cancel that within the next couple of minutes here, just because the cluster of the storm has already started to move down towards the south. We look out towards the east, getting into Santa Maria, Rangerville, Los Indios, Las Palomas. Thankfully, starting to get a bit of a break from some of the heavier rain, but Santa Maria, unfortunately, and I'll go ahead and circle that area right there. This is that concern right now, because that actually has continued, didn't move very much. It kind of just sat there within that one area down Military Road. We look out towards the eastern portion, you're able to see, again, as we move down towards I-69E, the west of it, seeing plenty of rain. In fact, I'll go ahead and stop the time lapse there, and you're able to see this whole area just kind of getting bombarded by plenty of rain. And that's not the only area. I'll clear that out. We have this other area that builds up Cameron Park, Port Brownsville, and out towards the east as well. Thankfully, this is a quick moving storm. I fully anticipate that within the next 30 minutes, a lot of this will push through, and then we're just going to be left. But the question is, Brian, are we going to see plenty of damage from the hail? Unfortunately, yes. And my concern here is, was everyone prepared? We tried our hardest to make sure everyone was aware. We've been on for what, an hour and...
ever since the 4 o'clock newscast started, so
yeah,
about 55 minutes now.